Hey guys, Caitlin here. More silly videos and fun stuff coming up later in the week, but today I'm going to review a book. Personality Isn't Permanent comes out tomorrow. It is by Dr. Benjamin Hardy, an organizational psychologist, and it is about how personality and our view of it and our understanding of how it works has it's not the key to the solution for our lives, but rather has been hindering us in ways that we didn't even know. It's mind-blowing. So let's get into a little bit of this book and how I think it might be able to help you out. The truth of personality. It's not innate, but trained. Choosing one's own way is a primary purpose to our lives, yet there is fear in making choices, because choices have consequences. As a result, people avoid making decisions, fail to choose their own way, and limit their capacity for growth, learning, and change. Anyone who's ever done something great, they had to see something new in their mind and convince themselves it was possible. They had to act courageously beyond their current personality and circumstances to eventually do what they did and become who they became. The aim of this book, I think, was he wanted to paint a picture of someone who was able to choose their destiny. There's a lot of great stories, uplifting stories about people who were able to take themselves out of a bad existence, a crappy circumstance, and make more of their lives than they ever seemed to dream possible. Really inspiring. There's also a bunch of rather tragic stories in the book of people who waited a really long time to be able to make those changes. There's a couple ways that he says that we can get stuck in a certain personality. Everything from personality tests, the really fun things that we take online and share with our friends. And whether you are a Gryffindor or a Hufflepuff like me, there's a great quote I love about these. Personality types are social or mental constructions, not actual realities. So if you base your self-identity on something like so silly like a personality test, it's more likely to limit you and cause you to think of yourself in ways that keep you from controlling, creating a destiny that you really want, different outcomes for yourself. So the book delivers on science-based, actionable strategies for proactively choosing work you want and then creating it in your life. It starts off with the myths of personality. Those personality tests are something that can limit you. Also, a offhanded remark from a teacher or someone in your past saying something like, why isn't your work like Billy's work over there? And unbeknownst to you, I mean, you didn't want to internalize that comment, let alone base your entire future identity on it. But maybe we accidentally did. This book is aimed at keeping you out of some of those pitfalls. Totally, it's happened to all of us, right? When I was in 10th grade, I was in pre-calc, sweating bullets. And I didn't have a super mean teacher, but she just, she kind of left me in the dust. And I sweat bullets over math ever since. It's gotten worse, actually, because I used to be able to do pre-calculus, and now it's like subtraction in my head in front of people. Stresses me out. Big section in the book on transforming your trauma. I think this is one of the most beneficial sections. It's not gone over in depth in a lot of books unless you have put the reading into something like a Dr. Sarno book. It makes me think there's three kinds of people, right? There's people who encounter trauma and are not able to overcome it and keep operating in maladaptive ways for the rest of their life. People who encounter trauma and then learn from it and lead very constructive lives. And people who don't encounter trauma. But from what I've seen in the book, it seems like something small in your past can traumatize you in ways that you didn't know. If it affects how you learn and how you work going forward. There's a section on enhancing your subconscious. That's the one I would have wanted a little bit more out of, or maybe some more resources out of, because I don't know what I'm supposed to do to enhance my subconscious. Maybe deep meditation? I hope so, because that's what I'm doing now. We finish up the book by redesigning our environment and acknowledging the the critical role that environment plays in how you react to your circumstances day in and day out, would shape your behavior over time, which would shape your personality as a whole, or what becomes your personality. So bottom line, I think this is a cool book to read, even if just to start the societal change from thinking that personality is something that you're born with and you have to follow and be consistent over your life, to something that we can learn to change, having less resistance about it, and just thinking that it's possible, and being able to support each other in our various journeys, and enabling each other to change rather than enabling each other to stay in fixed patterns. That's what I think is worth reading in this book. I've also been following Dr. Benjamin Hardy for years, reading his articles and his other books, and I always seem to get insight into how to carry better mindsets and thoughts into my future. It's really helped shape me over the last couple of years, and I think this author's doing a bang-up job. You can't read this book and not get something out of it. I have taken a lot of notes. Just a bunch. So if you're in the mood for a cool book this summer, maybe something to discuss with your friends, grab it and see what changes you want to make. How do you want to identify that future self? Gamify some things about your life and make it a fun process. That's what I think. See you guys later in the week. Thank you for watching. Take care now. Bye-bye then.